Tonight on Noir. LaSorte thinks getting into athletic shooting means giving up his identity. Plus, I take you to one of my favorite bars in Dallas. And things get a little rocky in stage 2 of the challenge. Let's get to it.
So welcome back to the East Side.
We're in South Dallas.
And it was the Jeffersons reference, in case they missed the first episode.
Nobody should have missed the first episode.
No, nobody should have missed the first episode. But for those of you maybe just tuning in this week, just to catch you up real quick, every week we are unveiling a new stage in a 14-stage competition because we're in the quest to find what does the modern athletic shooter look like. And so how are you guys feeling after last week's competition?
Well, I mean, when I finished, I was like, yep, I did exactly what I needed to do. And what that was crush his spirit.
The old man has some time to creep back into it.
And I know,
Or to lose miserably.
That's true.
well, I know everybody wants to take a look at the next stage of the competition, but before we hit on that, we briefly hit on your dilemma last week. You represent a lot of shooters who might think that you have to give up the tactical world in order to shoot the way that we're shooting.
Right.
But that's not necessarily the case, is it?
It isn't, and I mean, I think Colion actually has the best way of touching on this because you really do, while I encompass the tactical side, the self-defense side, you do some of that stuff too, but you do it all. So you really describe the best scenario for how you can be a more diverse shooter than I am.
It's definitely something that allows people to kind of enter the shooting world from a different perspective instead of the typical, self-defense, tactics, hunting, things like that.
You can do it all. Is something I'm coming around to. And talking to you, I may have gone a little too far in trying to come your way, trying to get to your more artistic freestyle way of shooting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember old cartoon Incredible Hulk? When he started turning green and ripping out his clothes? Picture me in beast mode.
My transformation from tactical shooter to athletic shooter is complete and permanent. I'm not nibbling around the edges here. I'm all in. No one has ever accused me of doing stuff half-assed. When Miley Cyrus decided to change from being a Disney singer to a Madonna singer exhibitionist, she didn't make the transformation over a year-long process. She went all the way, overnight. My inspiration is the original urban gun enthusiast, shooter, athlete. If I'm going to be taken seriously in this new realm, I need to look, act, and think like Noir, especially when it comes to guns and shooting. Always hitting the target is boring and redundant nonsense. I really do like this fast as hell, the sake of accuracy style of shooting that Colion has always tried to show me. Not having to repaint steel is kind of cool, and it caters to my lazy side. I make sure everyone on the damn range knows that I have no use for an empty gun. Someone else can worry about the reload. I'll just pull another from the back of my Rover and make some noise all over. I like to focus. Wait, what's that? Did someone drop an unnecessary analogy? Let me get that. I'll use it. Like Rihanna used Chris Brown. Had to work that gratuitous modern cultural reference in this thing somewhere.
Going hard!
Will be my mating call. It's my elk bugle.
Going hard!
My butt grunt. My turkey gobble.
Going hard!
It will be heard many bays away, and there will be no mistaking who's the dominant shooter on the line. I'm going to start doing my own gun reviews on my own YouTube's station. It can't be hard. I just have to use lofty prose, tend to a gun like it's a baby koala bear, and strut around in tight t-shirts and flashy high tops while slapping the trigger like I'm getting paid for each iteration.
Damn, I like this gun. It's time I do a review on it.
The HK VP9. It's like an exotic flower crafted by the hands in the heavens, found in otherwise inhospitable terrain. Shooting such a beautiful thing seems almost contrary to the laws of nature. The concussion and recoil, too violent to reconcile with the beautiful flowing lines. The FN FAL. This beast of a rifle is as close to the hammer of Thor as we'll ever see in the gun world. It has generated the drumbeat of combat more often than any weapon system on the planet, short of the AK-47, of course. It's been there and done that so many times that even mentioning its name while telling a story makes redundancies redundant, or something like that.
Going hard!
Even though I don't really like the Yankees, I've got a...
What are you doing?
Dude,
Shooter athlete, bro.
No, man, that's not how this works. Like, what is this? You don't wear this. What? Are those my shoes?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude,
You don't.
you know what? Don't even worry about it. Go home, change, and meet me at the truck yard, dude, because you're tripping.
Dude, you know how much I spent on these jeans?
I believe there are certain places on the planet that exist purely to make you happy. And those places are an empty highway, 180-degree shooting range, and the truck yard in Dallas, Texas. The truck yard is a treasure trove of free-spirited creativity. Like a giant hippie unicorn threw up pure eclectic awesomeness on the yard, and a bunch of little people with redneck tendencies put it all together, and none of it makes any sense. Every 2 minutes, you're spotting something you didn't spot the last 20 times you were there. This place is a visual orgy of colors, shapes, and vintage, ambiguously artistic art pieces. However, as alluring and fascinating as the decor of the truck yard is, it all takes a back seat to the people. Everyone who works here wants to be here, and it shows. From the super chill bartender with the face I mysteriously can't stop looking at, to the painfully entertaining bar manager who has more personality than a good number of the people I've met in my life. After a long day at the range, this place is perfect. I could show up in my dirty range clothes and wouldn't feel out of place here. There's no pretentiousness, no snobbery, no one taking themselves too seriously that they can't have a good time. Besides, how can you take yourself seriously when you're drinking at a place with a faux bar made out of an Airstream sitting in the middle of the yard? Even though this place is cooler than LaSorte can ever imagine himself to be, he and I keep coming back here. I love it here, and will continue to keep coming back until they tell me I can't come back anymore. In short, if you can't fall in love with this place, you probably don't have a pulse.
So no matter how much fun it was for me to be the urban gun enthusiast for half a day, we've got to let people know that they can become the athletic shooter and not lose their identity, not lose who they are now, whether they're a 3-gun shooter, an IDPA shooter, a hunter, a clays shooter. You can do it all, and do it all pretty easily.
There are more options in this regard than we really give it credit for. I think sometimes people hear the word athletic and they get a little intimidated.
Right.
Like they've got to be this like supreme specimen of athleticism.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily
be
the
Usain
case.
Bolt.
It's not.
No.
You just need to be active.
Yeah.
You know, there's a reason why there's a freestyle field component to it. It's just because it's kind of like you approach it the way you want to approach it. Let's say you're an IDPA shooter, or an IPSC shooter, or a 3-gun shooter. If you want to come in and run it like a 3-gunner, come in and run it like a 3-gunner. Is it to your advantage? I don't know.
Might be.
That's the whole point. That's the beauty behind it. And shooting is fun. And people are realizing that as time goes on and as people start to get into shooting.
You know, Amy started shooting in the backyard on the farm with her dad, just standing there statically shooting at a piece of paper.
Yeah.
She realizes how much she loves this. Katie shot it. She smoked the course. You know, she did the 5.55, smoked it. She keeps talking about it. Whenever somebody does it, they love it. And they want to run it again and again and again because they know they can get better. This is the stuff that can draw people into the shooting world, which is what we want, like you did 4 years ago.
It hits a certain point where, okay, well, now I have this gun. I carry it on me every day. I go about my life. But now what?
Yeah.
Now I have this tool that when I'm at home, I'm like, man, this thing is actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
Or I have this rifle, and I'm like, man, sure, I can go out and shoot defensively, but man, like, it's capable of so much more.
And you have the mind to discover that, know that, and think about it because you think about guns in a way that I've never seen anybody think about guns.
Well, it's kind of like the story with Glock. When they asked him, like, you know, how did you come up with the idea of Glock? He was just like, the reason why I was successful is because I've never built a gun before.
Right.
I don't know anything about guns.
So
you know,
5 years ago, you started shooting.
Yeah.
You're like, well, I'm just gonna run around and shoot this thing as fast as I can because that's kind of cool, in addition to learning the practical skills that might save you one day on the street. I think we're expanding the repertoire of the shooter.
It adds to the ability that you already have.
Yeah.
You're a tactician with the handgun. Now you've incorporated another element to it that allows you to be more versatile.
Right.
You're good. You're good. You're not gonna lose any of your skills. You're not gonna become a worse tactical shooter. If anything, I think it might actually make you better because what it does is it takes you outside of the narrowly tailored focus of tactical shooting and brings you into the very dynamic aspect of the real world.
I think we just need to continue to work on it.
Yeah. So
and get people to understand it.
Do me a favor, dude.
Yeah.
Don't ever wear a flat bill hat again.
And he's having some trouble on top of the hill here trying to get this gun working.
Hey, this is going to help you. If you can keep your focus, you might be able to make up your 3 seconds here.
Adventure breeds character, and the path should be less traveled. Independence breeds survival, and you must depend on who you know you are. Your inspiration drives you to never waste a moment. As a pioneer, an advocate, a gun owner, it's time to celebrate your lifestyle every single day.
LaSorte, what in the world were you thinking?
I don't know. I mean, I always wanted to try to be Colion Noir. This was my excuse. I thought that's who I needed to be the freestyle athletic shooter.
Well, I'm glad you got past that and were able to embrace who you really are.
Yep, I can be me. I've accepted it. I'm
Good.
there. I'm comfortable. I can sleep at night.
Awesome. Well, Katie, pull us all up to speed as to where we are at this stage in the game and what we can look forward to in the next stage.
Okay, so this next stage is really, really cool. We kind of get best of both worlds with these two guys. There is a back pedal and a sprint, which obviously appeals to your speed and your agility. Yep. But it's also his most favorite guns, a bolt-action rifle and a pump shotgun.
Well, don't forget to tweet at us and let us know who you think's gonna take this stage. We've got hashtag Team LaSorte and hashtag Team Noir right over here. So let's take a look at what the rest of the course looks like.
Stage 2 begins with a 10-yard forced back pedal from the 10 to the 20, where shooters have to hit the target 5 times with buckshot before sprinting 70 yards to the berm for 5 90-yard shots with a Mossberg patrol rifle.
All right, LaSorte, so I'm curious about this. I think this is going to be a good stage for both of y'all. He's got the back pedal down, but I know that you have a love-love relationship with the shotgun, and he sort of has a love-hate relationship with the shotgun. So do you think you're going to do well in this one?
Yeah. I mean, that back pedal was quick right there. Look at him right now, and he's hitting the steel quick. I mean, I'm scared.
That's kind of where your tactical training comes in, and it helps out because your loading
Right.
and unloading is so impressive, and that's where your quickness really shows.
Absolutely.
His is showing right now with the sprint.
Right.
Honestly. That's where his athletic ability comes out.
Yes.
So tactically, what is the quickest way to handle a situation like that?
He probably, in that situation, stripping the magazine out after he realized he couldn't seat that or he couldn't get the round into action like he's having a problem now. It's just stripping the magazine and trying to get a new magazine in it.
I have a feeling he's going to come up here not real happy after this stage.
No.
Clear.
Okay, so before LaSorte gets started, give me a guesstimate on what you think he's about to run the stage in.
What I want to happen or what I think is going to happen?
Both. Let's hear both.
Well,
5 minutes is what Colion wants LaSorte to run the stage in.
I'll say 10 minutes.
Okay, fair. That would give you a nice little buffer.
I hope he short strokes the pump shotgun every single time.
Do you think that will actually happen?
Well, he's a short stroker.
Now his back pedal, he doesn't have the same finesse on the back pedal. I will give you
used
that.
to be a
We talked
quarterback.
about that. You know, your Cavs, we saw it. You had the back pedal down. He's all over the target though. That can't feel good.
No, it doesn't.
That's all right. That's all right. You got your 3 seconds still from the first stage. That's all we'll think about right now.
Oh, shit.
He's struggling a little bit.
3.
I'm not mad at not being up on that berm
4.
trying to
Told
shoot
you he
that
was a
gun right now.
short stroker. Look, his long hair's not that great either.
Okay, somebody, please tell me what
LaSorte
happened.
sabotaged my gun.
You really think so?
I forgot to change the magazines back to the Magpul magazines because I did sabotage you with my old Air Force 1970s mags, and that was the problem there because we know that gun works like a charm. We shot it with Tom Taylor of Mossberg.
I was just like, and then it was like, that didn't work. I was like, stupid, do the same thing again. Maybe it'll work this time. And it didn't.
I'm 7 seconds up. I was 3 seconds down.
See, now we gotta deal with this.
All right, well, you guys tune in next week to see if Colion is gonna pull it off and pull ahead.
Next week on Noir.
Shoot! Colion, you were hurting right about now?
Pretty much.
I've never felt pain like this.
Fire.
Colion, don't be scared. They're bears in the woods. They're bears in the woods. Don't get scared.